The gala was supposed to be flawless. Crystal chandeliers, white marble floors, champagne flowing like water, and the most powerful people in the city gathered under one roof. Every guest wore confidence like perfume. This was a room where money spoke softly but carried enormous weight. And at the center of it all stood a billionaire known for getting whatever he wanted, whenever he wanted it. The trouble began with a simple accident. A black waitress, calm and professional, moved carefully between tables, balancing a tray of drinks. Someone bumped her from behind. A glass tipped, then another, and champagne spilled across the polished floor near the billionaire's shoes. The room fell quiet. Conversations froze. Phones came out. The billionaire looked down at the spill, then slowly up at her. His smile wasn't friendly. It was sharp. "Do you have any idea how much these shoes cost?" He said loudly enough for half the room to hear. She immediately apologized, her voice steady, already reaching for a cloth. It was clearly an accident, and everyone could see it. But that wasn't enough for him. "Clean it," he snapped. "On your knees." A ripple of shock passed through the crowd. Some guests gasped, others exchanged uncomfortable looks. No one stepped in. The waitress paused, just for a moment, not out of fear but calculation. Then she knelt and began wiping the floor, her face calm, her movements precise. Cameras zoomed in. Whispers spread. The billionaire laughed. He raised his voice again, enjoying the attention. "This is what happens when people don't know their place," he said, shaking his head. That was the moment several people noticed something strange. The man standing beside him, an older gentleman in a tailored suit, folded his arms tightly. His face had gone stiff. Across the room, a woman stopped recording and lowered her phone, eyes wide. And near the entrance, security guards began moving closer, not toward the waitress, but toward the billionaire. The waitress finished wiping the floor and stood up slowly. She didn't rush. She looked directly at him for the first time. "Sir," she said evenly, "thank you for your patience." "Patience?" he scoffed. "You're lucky I don't have you fired on the spot." She gave a small, polite smile. Then she reached into her pocket and pulled out a badge. The room went dead silent. "My name is Danielle Carter," she said, her voice now carrying across the hall. "And I'm a federal compliance investigator assigned to this event." The color drained from his face. She continued, calm but firm. "This gala is sponsored by multiple organizations currently under investigation for labor violations, discrimination claims, and financial misconduct. Tonight, I was observing staff treatment and guest behavior. Someone dropped a glass in the background. Another guest whispered, 'Oh my God.' Danielle turned slightly, addressing the room now. I've been working undercover for months. Many of you have treated staff with respect. Some of you have not." Her eyes returned to him. "Ordering an employee to kneel publicly," she said, "is documented harassment. Your comments were recorded from multiple angles, and your foundation is already on our radar." He opened his mouth, then closed it. His confident posture collapsed. The man who moments ago owned the room now looked small. Security stepped forward. "Sir, we need you to come with us." "This is ridiculous," he protested, his voice cracking. "Do you know who I am?" "Yes," Danielle replied calmly. "That's why we're here." As he was escorted away, the room buzzed with stunned energy. Phones were still recording, but now no one was laughing. A few guests avoided eye contact. Others looked at Danielle with something close to awe. She turned to the event staff. You're free to return to your duties, and thank you for your professionalism tonight." One of the servers whispered, "Thank you," as she passed by. Danielle nodded, then walked toward the exit, heels clicking softly against the marble floor. The chandeliers still glittered. The music slowly resumed, but the mood had changed forever. By morning, the footage was everywhere. Headlines exploded. Sponsors pulled out, investigations expanded, and the billionaire who once commanded rooms with a glance was now silent, pale, and facing consequences he never imagined. All because he thought power meant humiliation. And he forgot one simple truth: you never know who's watching.